This is the Bottom Line Sports Show with Gerald Brown and Rick Mahorn.
Imagine you trade a Chet Holmgren for a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
These guys are athletic as you know what, and you go like, oh my gosh, where's the fundamentals? Where's the pass first mentality? That's not in the league anymore.
And now here's your host, Gerald Brown and Rick Mahorn.
How's it? We back on the scene with a gangster lean. Once again, Gerald Brown, Rick Mahorn, Ricky D. How about a round of applause?
Man, please, nobody gonna give you a round of applause. You ain't leaning in no gangster lean. What? You still got your Pontiac 88, Delta 88?
Nah, I let
drop top. With the drop top, G. What up, G?
What's up, Rick? Hey, Rick, we gotta announce this again, and you know what? Gotta play the sound. The lovely ladies of the WNBA and the WNBA management, governors have avoided a strike. They have reached an agreement, more money in the pot. That's good news. I mean, it's good news. It's good news because that means we're going to have WNBA basketball this spring and this summer. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I mean, the ladies deserve a lot. And the fact is, it's always going to be work stoppage, especially when you're union versus the laborers and things like that. Gerald, look, I'm up in Michigan, and that's what we have to worry about, between the negotiations of someone either going on strike or someone protesting something. But that's the American right. And that's where, I look at people around and they're like, oh, you should be. No, this is what we have laws for, to do the proper work that these young women and these young adults did what they needed to do, because I was on, I was in the lockout. I was I was ready to do what I had to do, as long as it helps the masses instead of trying to help individuals.
Yeah. So according to sources who told ESPN Shams Charania, the salary cap will start at $7 million, which is up $1.5 million in 2025, with the Supermax starting at $1.4 million, was $249,000 in 2025. The average salary will be around $600,000, $420,000 in 2025, with the minimum salary surpassing $300,000. So it says, so the average revenue share will nearly be 20% across the length of the deal. Rick, I'll say this, and I'm going to make this plain and simple. Congratulations to the ladies. Well-deserved. Give them their money. Give them all they just do. Give them their just due. Now it's upon people to go out and support it. Because you know what, Rick? It's a lot of people that'll sit back, pay the ladies. But the way you pay the ladies and the way the ladies get paid is having people attend the games, keep eyeballs on the game, and let the sport grow. That's the only way that it's going to go ahead and continue to surpass everything that they have gotten now. It needs to be more than just Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and a bunch of the young ladies. They got paid. I'm happy for them. But now the people that really, really supported them need to go out to the games.
Yes, and I mean, you got to figure the expansion team is supposed to be coming up here to Detroit. They're talking, another place. But the thing is, basketball is a universal sport. We find that international players are coming to play in the NBA, and you find the same thing in the ladies' game. The fact is, you're going to find foreigners that want to come play basketball and showcase their talent. They want to have a league just like the NBA. If you want to play against the best, these are the best. Let's come on in here and do work. And I tell you right now, it was a pleasure and an honor for myself as a coach to be a coach in this WNBA, to be a coach in the Big Three, to be a coach in the NBA, just to coach, to teach. And what you're right, Gerald, the fans have to get out there and support them. And also, the governor's got to make it reasonable for people to take their children, they're young ladies, these young men that are looking to try to play basketball, because when you look at basketball, it's just not a male sport.
Right.
It's a
A global.
female sport. So everybody can play the game. If you're good enough, you get your ass out there. If you ain't that good, sit your ass at home.
Well, you know what? You mentioned something in regards to the fact is that the WNBA is expanding and they're coming back to Detroit. I
Get
remember
back.
get back. I remember the Detroit Shock. They had a ton of success. You had a chance to see it firsthand.
Three
Um,
chips, baby. 3 chips.
3 championships. And what's interesting is that a lot of the times we look at teams like the Detroit Shock, the Houston Comets that had a ton of success early on, 4 of them things, and they kind of disappeared. But what would it mean for the Detroit franchise coming back to the city of Detroit, and how important will it be for, once again, fans to support the product in the city of Detroit?
Well, let me tell you about the city of Detroit. They love their sports. Baseball, even when we was 14 as basketball, when the Pistons were 14 and whatever, they still got support. Maybe it's because we're playing other teams. Hey, that's on them. They're spending their money, their hard-earned dollars to go to the game. And you got to give them. You have to give the fans something to go to see, to make sure that this is good basketball. But Detroit has supported all of their pro teams, from the Lions to the Tigers to the Pistons to whatever team's here. The
Mhm.
soccer team, they really doing a good. I mean, it's fun because you know what? This is a hard working town, city, state. We're known for automobiles. So I mean, it ain't like everybody riding around the Rolls Royces here like they do in LA.
No, and don't forget the Detroit Red Wings. I don't know if you had said that.
I
Uh,
said the Wings. I didn't say the Wings. My bad. But I look at it. I look at all the major sports that they have here, and the fact is, they've all been successful, and the fans have always came out and support Detroit products.
Yeah, well, that's going to be really, really important. So, on a down note, we had the World Baseball Classic end, and you had the United States once again come up short after beating the Dominican Republic, losing to Venezuela.
Venezuela.
And
Hmm.
congratulations that, how hard is it, Rick, to win a championship and pretty much win a championship when you pretty much kind of like it's win or else? Like there's no,
It's no 7 game series.
yeah,
No. It's one. See, that's what I love. That's what I love about the 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 NC2As. It's one and done. I mean, it's excitement, and it's that one game, and you go like, hey, if we lose, we can't go nowhere.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you look at that, when you look at the whole situation with the USA and the baseball, I've often questioned the timing of the World Baseball Classic. Now it happens every 3 years, but you're talking about guys like all these players. They're pretty much majority of these players are playing on in Major League Baseball teams. They essentially had to play last night and then turn around and smack dab go back into training
Spring
and
training.
spring
Hmm.
training. And, when you look at it, if I'm not mistaken, you're talking about the New York Yankees opening up their season March 25th in San Francisco. So that is not like a lot of time. In fact, that's next week. So you play the
Hmm.
game on Tuesday. You're talking about a week from today. They're playing a game and stuff. Is that too much of a turnaround, or are these guys are creatures of habit? It's pretty much business as usual.
It's business as usual, Gerald. One thing about it, I remember guys would go to All-Star game. They do the All-Star during the middle of the season. And you got guys that didn't make the All-Star, they're home resting, or they're doing some other things, taking care of their family, whatever they're doing. And the fact is, I remember Isaiah would come back, because you got to look at it and say they're already practicing, they're already ready for the season. They just got to come back and get back,
Get
get
back.
the continuity that this team is trying to get, this identity to keep going. This is what they're looking at. Like, it'll be like, okay, I'm already in shape. What do I have to go, back there? But the fact is, you want to go back there to build up what this foundation of you trying to win a championship. If you're glad to do that, then go for it.
It is definitely going to be something interesting to see. So we're talking about, obviously mentioning this is March. It's March Madness, and it's happening. When you look at this, Rick, what is it about March Madness that really this time of the year? Because obviously you play it at HBCU. Shout out the HBCUs, all of them that's out there.
I ain't shouting out to Howard, but they won a lot. They won. They're in the big dance. So I got to hear from all these Howard people around here. Oh, we're the real HU. I wouldn't give two damn cents if you're the real HU. Yeah, I went to the Institute. I got my jersey up there. My jersey's hanging in my rafters back at Hampton. So I look at it like, okay, congratulations, Howard. I look at teams that don't really get the respect that they have to play the quote unquote playing game. Yeah, that's a little extra cheddar. And the fact is that when I look at it, I look at all these teams who are number one, number 64 or whatever. I look for upsets when it comes to that, because when you have all these, all those naysayers out there saying, well, they're the best team in basketball. Look, I didn't think South Carolina would lose. Get my girl down there doing a thing, winning those championships for the knock knees. That's my girl. I love her to
Dawn
death, man.
Staley. Shout out to Dawn
Yeah,
Staley.
Dawn Staley, boy, I swear, it's like, girl, them knees be knocking. I'm put some cymbals in there so we can hear some music. But the fact is, she lost in her turn. They lost in their tournament, and
Yeah.
that's it's just one game, and that's what I like about college sports, high school sports. It's not a 5 game series or 7 game series. I think they put that in there so they can make more money for each round. So if you go 7 games and win 4 out of the 7, you advance and stuff. And I'm sitting there going like, yeah, I know, but you say, hey, as long as your team is winning, you're going to enjoy it. That's why I enjoy March Madness from the ladies' side, from the men's side, and I just think it's exciting.
Yeah, when you look at this, Rick, and obviously as a player and still being around a part of the Pistons, working with the broadcast staff, how much did you guys get into it when the tournament was going on? Because obviously you're still in your midst of your season, but I always felt like this time of the season of the year, and this kind of, if you will, the ending of with this ending of the college basketball, this lets you know that the big boys, if you will, are up next. The NBA playoffs are right around the corner. So how much did you guys get into it and follow what was going on, even while you're kind of wrapping up your season?
Well, I could, from my perspective, from what I had to deal with, being from a historically black college and being from Division II at that time, I didn't care. I wanted everybody to lose. It was like I had that little chip on my shoulder. Hope North Carolina lose. I hope Duke lose, because if I get a chance to play against them, I'm going at their ass. And that's what I did. I made it in the NBA. I got a ring. I'm good.
I'm talking about watching the games, Rufus. Watching the
Most of
games.
the Gerald, we have games as well. It
Right.
doesn't, ain't nobody really, you'll have games on, what is it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
You got 4 days out of the week, but the NBA's not stopping, because even with the Big Ten championship just passed this weekend, and you go, okay, let's see who. Nah, we're thinking about other things. And when I look at it, I look at who's going to be the first pick, but I don't really look at it to be, because I'm not making the pick. But when you look at it, you want to make sure that those people who they predict to be the number one pick play like a number one pick, because all eyes are on them for that certain game.
Yeah. So it should be really interesting. We really excited. Get ready to talk to in a little while Gus Johnson. I'm really curious to get his thoughts on just the landscape of college basketball and seeing how everything is played out. And
I want to know the landscape of his hairline.
You need to stop. Why you getting on him like that, man? Why you doing that? Make sure you subscribe to the show. Make sure you subscribe and basically subscribe to the show. Keep the channel growing. We have a great time here. As we wait on Gus, I want to get into something else also. As the NBA expansion vote,
You getting on your wait a minute? You getting on your soapbox right now?
No, I'm not getting on the soapbox. I'm not getting on the soapbox.
Right.
But the NBA expansion vote is right around the corner, and clearly, this is a situation where it's that time of the year and this opportunity of, for all intents and purposes, the two franchises and cities, that have been talked about has been Las
Seattle
Vegas
and Vegas.
Seattle. How important do you think it is, Rick, that they really pretty much, if anything, let these two cities get these franchises? But more importantly, I say Seattle, because it seems like they've been down this road. They had a franchise, they lost it, and it just seems like you're kind of opening up an old wound if they go through this process and, God forbid, they don't get a franchise.
Well, I mean, the process is there. Everybody's trying to have a team in their respective states. I mean, Vegas is entertainment. In Seattle, I felt that they should have never moved. But that sometimes when you have the governors of those particular teams, they're looking to get paid too, and they're looking not only to be vested in your city, but also to be able to move and not necessarily dictate the rules, because yeah, everybody wants a new arena, everybody wants this, everybody wants that, but those are the taxpayers that you're looking at. But then once they get to the point, well, you're not giving me anymore, they can up and move. That's why they call it a franchise. I mean, you look at back in the day, shoot, they had, before they went to New Orleans, they had a team in New Orleans, and they moved to Utah, the Jazz. So I mean, I look at Seattle moving to make it out to Oklahoma City Thunder. Shoot, I even look at it in the WNBA, where the Shock were here, the Detroit Shock were here, and they moved them to Tulsa. And then they changed the name to the Tulsa Shock, and then there's something else now. So I look at this right now and say, you have your states versus the governors of each team. And is expansion always good? It's always good to make sure someone has jobs. Come on, man. We have so many radio stations. We have so many podcasts where you can have choices. But I look at it and going like, is it a strong choice? Or is it we just gonna put a team there and charge somebody a couple of billion, and and pay the other 30 teams part of that pie. So I look at it in the television rights and all that stuff. It's a conglomerate of a lot of stuff that goes on. Does the league need expansion? I mean, we already expanded to 15 players on the roster. Then you got guys on the G League teams. We got G League teams too. But that's what I look at the NC2As, because all the scouts are scouting and knowing how this particular person is going to play on this team if they get in this situation. So I look at expansion saying, is it good? It's good to add more jobs. We talking maybe 40 more players that are able to get into the NBA. But then what does it look like on the court? That's where you look at it.
Well, I mean, it's going to take some time, but I think clearly, with the city of Seattle, both of these cities from Seattle to, Las Vegas, I think that they will definitely be supported. And clearly is something by the fan bases will definitely support that and stuff. So that would
and I get you. I get you on that tip. And I know we ain't gonna talk long on it, but then I look at, Vancouver moving from Vancouver to the Memphis. So oh man, I'm glad he got a hat on, because I swear, boy, I was trying to make sure the sun ain't shining.
Let's bring on our guest.
Forget that. Hey, he was already on. I got a basketball up there. Does it look like him? Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Hey there, handsome. My
Wait.
Hey,
favorite
no,
person in
I'll
the whole
introduce
world.
him. Hey, everybody, it's Gus Johnson. That's it.
Hi. Can you hear me?
No.
No, we can't hear you. I
It's
can't
just
hear you.
due. We gonna give his brother his just due
Oh,
because you know what? No,
hell no.
You
Rick.
see,
No, we not gonna do that.
Hell
Yo,
no.
D, you see how this black on black crime over here. I'm just saying
You
this
black?
dude right here. You
You
know he done
black?
lost all his weight.
I
No,
can't
let me
listen.
say, let me
You
talk.
black?
Shut up. Let me talk.
You a light
You
skinned
done
brother.
lost all this weight. You getting all handsome.
Nah.
You
See,
the big three. You the Pistons. You know, you really feeling yourself nowadays. I see that, Mahorn.
hey, look. I can't wait to see you on, listen to you on TV because I don't want to see your face.
See?
One of the best in the business, and you know what?
That is.
Yes, he is, and one of the best in the business. Authentic. It ain't an experience. If you don't have a college basketball experience or college football experience, it's nothing like that of this gentleman right here. One of the best in the business, the legendary, iconic Mr. Gus Johnson, joining us here on the bottom
Gus,
line.
did you ever play?
BJ told me he played. BJ said he played. BJ said you played. You played up in the Saint, right?
Of course I did. I played for Sam.
Okay. Yeah. BJ
played a little.
Shout out.
You know what? He was in there sweeping
I don't know why,
St. Cecilia floor.
why you got me on with this dude, man? It could just be me and you. I don't need this dude.
Hey, look,
I don't need
Gus,
this problem in my life.
With a doggone button, I'll push it on you real quick.
Man,
What
Gus,
up, Gus?
I can't. You know, it's your friends. It's your friends. You know, that's what they say. It's your friends.
Hey, you stop answering your phone, man. Just come on, man. You on with us.
All right. Let me turn
Gus,
it off.
push mute.
All right. You're right.
Gus, what did you do to Rick? What did you do to him? I don't know. What did you do to him?
Gus has been starting this shit for a long time. Man, that's
I love him so much. Gee, I love him so much. I love him in spite of himself. I love him despite himself. I do.
You are not alone.
He got the biggest smile in the world, the biggest jokester, but he's the same dude that dragged Charles Oakley across the Dango scores table. I saw it with my own eyes.
I seen it too.
When I was Rick, all I gotta do is stand behind him and say, okay, knock him out, and him out.
You know,
and he'll do it because he love me.
Oak still carry grudges now, so be careful. Oak might see
it. Me and Oak go, we too good.
All right.
We good.
Okay. Gus, first and foremost, thanks again for joining us, good brother. And I gotta say, you know, in watching and preparing for this and stuff, and you know, just seeing how you do it. Talk about just obviously what made those iconic moments, because from the Gonzaga call, your partner at one time, one of the best in the business, Lynn Elmore, who should be out there still calling games. How do you make an iconic moment? You just recently had one with Indiana in college football and that game and stuff. What makes an iconic moment? Because it just seems so authentic, and it just seems like it comes so natural.
It's natural for him.
Man, I'm from the west side of Detroit. Dexter and Ewald Circle, Livernois and Davidson. I played at St. Cecilia. I'm a Beacon. I played for the West Side Cubs. All right. And UD High. I just love sports, man. Sports saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of stuff going on when I was growing up in that neighborhood. And, you know, there were organizations that were recruiting young people like myself that my father made sure I didn't get into, and my mother made sure that I was in sports at the Boys Club on Livernois in Michigan, the Howard B. Bloomer building. That's where I learned how to play ball from the time I was 6 years old. My mama dropped me off and she said, all right, now, I'll never forget, we had to pay $1. Wow. It was $1 to go to the Boys Club a year back then. Mm-hmm. And mommy, she saw the pamphlets somewhere on some kind of board. Mama used to always check like bulletin boards and stuff. And she saw the pamphlet for the Boys Club and she brought it home and she asked me if I wanted to go down there, maybe join. And I said yes. And we went down there that day. And she went and with Miss Edna signed me up for the Boys Club for $1. And I walked her back out to her car as I was getting ready, as she was getting ready to leave. And she said, now, I'll never forget what she said. She said, now go learn how to play. And that's when it started for me. It's 6. So I just, sports for me, I mean, it saved my life. It kept me focused. It was that place, that safe place, that safe tree that I could go to, when I was, growing through your adolescence and, school and girls and wanting to make sure going to church and the responsibilities I had at church with the choir and being an altar boy with Father Finnegan. And it was all sports. So I don't know, man. People talk about these iconic moments and all that kind of stuff, and I think that's really cool. But I'm in it right now. I'm in it. And maybe one day when I look back, when I'm old man, like Rick Mahorn's age, I might be able to, hopefully I'll be in that kind of shape when I'm an old ass man like Rick Mahorn.
Hey, Gus, you ain't nothing but love and respect.
Give it to him, Gus. Give it to him, please.
But Gus, when you look at
Lions, baby.
Lions. What you said, Tigers?
Lions.
Don't
mess with my boys.
Don't pull that picture.
And by the way, we about to beat Michigan ass. The Howard University Bison. You heard it here first. It's going to be the greatest upset in the history of college basketball.
You don't even know what college won in the NCAAs back in the day, do you?
What?
They didn't have to do the play-in, but already won.
Now you're going to talk about Hampton, right? Please.
Oh, please. Ask Jamal Tinsley.
That's an institute.
Ask him how that pirate tastes.
Hampton is an institution, meaning like St. Elizabeth,
See, there you
Bellevue.
go. See,
crazy people go to that school.
That's where I went to school.
Look at it. My hand is itching. That means I'm about to get some money.
So, what you bet? You betting that you getting the points, right?
Yeah, of course I am. What are you talking about?
It's 50. They playing 50, up in Buffalo. They're going to get their ass whooped.
Why you got to be like that? Why you got to be like that? CG, this is what haters do. It's my day.
Yo, y'all something else,
We just won our first NCAA tournament game, and I'm on the radio with this dude right now, and he hating on me.
Shout out to Kitty Blakely too, man. Shout out to Kitty Blakely getting that W.
That's my man, right?
Yes, indeed.
That's the dude. I wasn't even finished asking my question. No, go ahead on both of y'all.
Oh, you go ahead, man.
I ain't messing with neither one. I'm blocking y'all now. Where's my dog?
I gotta talk to this dude, man.
Gus, when you look at St.Johns, you covered. Rick, come on back, man. What's wrong with you? Rick,
he's so sensitive.
When
Big
you
6'11", sensitive ass mother.
You need a tissue. Hold on. Yeah, I got a tissue.
Oh, yeah, I got
it.
I just coming off a cold.
Go ahead, because you crying a little bit. No, Gus, but as growing up in Detroit, what were and not necessarily what was the iconic moments for you? As you said, the YMCA, the Dollar, Miss Edna, and I remember you talking about Miss Edna before, but what was it that made you want to get into television?
My mother. Man, I got to tell you something. I really thought I was going to replace either Lou Whitaker or Isaiah Thomas. No, I really did. No, I really did. I wore number 11 in high school. Isaiah Thomas is he's God to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's my dog. I mean, that's my idol. And Lou Whitaker. Those two. And then Barry Sanders later. But my mother, I think she had a relationship with another man in the midst of me growing up with my dad. Because I swear to God, yo, man, I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you. Now, just think, this is between the time I was about from 8th grade all the way through high school. All I ever heard about every morning. Imagine if your mama talking to you like this every morning. Brian Gumble. Brian Gumble this. Brian Gumble that. Brian Gumble just talked to, baby, look, Brian just talked to the president of Russia. Brian just talked to, man, she talking about this dude so much. I was like, Mama, why you always throwing this dude in my face? I don't care nothing about no Brian Gumble. I'm going to play for the Tigers. I'm going to either replace Lou Whitaker or I'm going to replace Isaiah Thomas. That's what's going to happen. She said, yeah, but she had seen me play, so she knew that wasn't going to happen.
She said, boy,
like a mama's
boy,
love, man.
Like,
she's
right.
like, boy, you better grab
Boy,
that microphone.
you better get you an
let's go.
education. Right. So anyway, Mom kept, really like hammering this Brian Gumble thing in. So then when it was time to apply for colleges, I thought, going to UD High, the kids were so smart, their parents were doctors and lawyers and, big shots like that. And I thought maybe that's what I needed to do. So I would apply for those kind of curriculums rather when it was time to go to college. But then Mommy had to put the check with the application. And so she had to go over the application and she would always check the box for communications, unbeknownst to me. So I was getting all this stuff. I remember getting a nice package from DePaul University in Chicago. I kind of dreamt about going there for a second. It was communications. So I got to college and the whole being a lawyer thing, it was just dreadfully boring to me. And I discovered broadcasting. And like it was really serendipitous because one day I was walking up the hill and I ran into Glenn Harris. I know y'all know Glenn. That's my mentor. So, he was a former Howard baseball player. Like me, he used to come to practice sometimes. And I was talking to him. I said, "You're a sportscaster, right?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "How you like that job?" He said, "I love it. And, it's current events and changes every day. And if you love sports and you're kind of a good talker, it could be a good thing." And he said, "It's ironic that you asked me this question on this particular day because today is my intern's last day." Bruce Spate, long time, big shot PR executive in the National Football League. So he said, "Why don't you go down to Miss Grimes and ask her about the internship and see if you can apply?" So I went down there. I just went down there. I mean, I didn't have anything to do that day. And so I just knocked on the door at WHUR and asked to speak to Miss Grimes. And the lady at the front desk told me to wait in the lobby. I didn't think she was going to come out. But then all of a sudden she came out. And she came out and she pulled me in her office. And she said, "Young man, I understand that you're interested in applying for this internship working for Glenn in the sports department." I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, she said, "Wow." And I said, "Wow, wow, what?" She said, "Nobody applied. It's your job." And check this out. I was on scholarship at the time. It paid $500 a semester. So I am a walking NCAA violation. So I took the job. And then I walked out the hallway. I walked out the back door, and down the back hallway is WHBC, which is the student station. So I was just thinking, I was like, man, maybe if I get some experience on the radio, that might be better for me. So I walked down to the student radio station, knocked on the door, walked in. Chris Washington, who was the student general manager of the station, was a boy of mine. We used to, in college party together. New York dude, all the hip hop with Eric B. and Rakim and Slick Rick and, Dougie Fresh, all that. And I said, "Yo, Chris, I just got an internship down the hall at WHUR. I was thinking maybe I should try to get a job on the air. So I come down here, talk to you." He said, "Man, wow." I said, "Wow, this is the second time I've heard wow in less than 8 minutes." He said, "Wow." I said, "Wow, what?" He said, "Wow, you the sports director. Congratulations." I said, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, ain't nobody want this job. It's yours."
Wow.
See that?
Wow.
See that wild stuff? So, that's how it started for me, man. right place, right time. You could say that, but no, it's all God's blessings. It's all God, leading me in the path. And I think the most important thing is to pay attention to and understand that He's speaking to you. And I was this was 1987. I'm 58 years old. I'll be 59 in August, so that's damn near, that's a long time. Um, and that's how it started for me, man. Because of Howard University, because they gave me that platform, they gave me that opportunity. Then I start calling the women's games, and that took it to a whole different level as a play-by-play announcer. I got that experience. Coach Sandra Tyler, the women's coach, who's a great champion. She put me under her arms. I remember, Rick, going down there to the CIAA championship, and Howard got in a fight, and they were pulling chicks' weaves off. Wow. In the middle of the fight. It was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my life at that time. Say what?
It's up with your internet, Rick. We can hear you now. Pay your internet bill. Stop stealing your neighbor's internet.
Listen to him. See, that's Hampton, unorganized, not paying attention to detail. You see this, Rick? Whatever, G. It's gonna be me and you, man. We get this too. We good.
He's trying to get it.
I can't even hear him. Look at he froze. He froze on the screen. Look at that face. That handsome face.
Why you lying to him like that, Gus? Gus, don't lie to him.
Boy.
Like
That's not just my boy. That's my boy.
Yo.
Right, Rick? You my man? Hello?
Rick.
Okay.
Rick is something else. Gus, I want to ask you, obviously, you just happen to be a part of the Big East, and we just witnessed we're on the cusp of the NCAA Tournament in St.Johns and what Coach Pitino has been able to do. I'm representing the Louisville Cardinals and stuff, and his impact in that short period of time. Have you ever seen a coach come in and have that type of impact on a program? And how far do you think this team, this St. John's team, can go in this NCAA Cup tournament?
Yeah, I have seen that kind of coach recently. Kirk Signetti at Indiana with football.
Yeah.
2 years he wins the national championship. It's like, really? I kind of got a problem with where St. John's was seated. A 5. I mean, they beat Connecticut twice, won back-to-back regular seasons and Big East tournament championships. And you're seating them a 5, and now they got to go way out to San Diego. And I mean, that's going to be a tough one for them. And the way they play in the NCAA tournament, it's always about officiating and how are they going to let them play defense? Are they going to let them be physical? You get 2 fouls for Zubi Ejiofor in the first half, then they got problems. So I'm so impressed with what Coach Pitino has done. More than that, man, I love watching him at practice. I don't know if you've ever been to a Rick Pitino practice.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Man, it's like the best thing ever. It's like you sit there and you're watching Socrates.
Yeah.
And I love how he always says in practice, be a basketball player. You got to be a basketball player. He's a national treasure, Coach Pitino, a national treasure. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be around him. That's what I think. Yeah. And I hope they do well. I want them to do well, but I kind of think they got jobbed.
Yeah. I think the whole conference itself only got 2 teams in there. You're talking about them along with the A-10. I know Rick is having some tech problems or something like that. Rick, are you back on it? We can hear you, Rick? Yeah. Well, and nevertheless, when you look at the whole situation with the Big East, Coach Pitino has actually talked about the fact is that perhaps maybe you have a situation where you have a ACC and a Big East merge. Do you think that we're headed to that type of space where we'll have something where the ACC and Big East merge just because of the fact is what has been created by the SEC and the Big Ten along with the Big 12?
I hope so. From a basketball play-by-play man's perspective, the ACC and the Big East merging, man, that would be heaven. I meuld just be heaven. St.Johns going down to play Duke, North Carolina going up to play Connecticut. That would just be heaven. I like the Big East the way it is because it has so much tradition with Patrick Ewing and Pearl Washington and Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin, Walter Berry, all these great players, Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, Donnell Marshall.
A lot.
It's just a rich history, and it's the Garden. But the one thing that we know is that things change, and that might be what needs to happen moving down the road. But we had incredible ratings. Our ratings for college basketball are up 40%. 40%. And the game against St. John's in Connecticut, all-time high rating number, 1.77 million people for a Big East championship game. So on Fox. So I think the game itself, college basketball is healthy because, as we know, Rick Mahorn's NBA dudes, except for the Pistons and probably Oklahoma City and a couple other teams, they don't play hard no more. They don't play every night. Load management. I don't know what that is. Rick, what is that? Load management. My phone is dying, so I want to make sure I got it. But it's like, come on.
I got a question. You talk about these games where you see guys getting into the NBA. Is it because they only play 1 year and they're not ready to mature into the player that they assume they're going to be?
You were breaking up. I can't really understand your question. What did he say?
Well,
Did you understand?
Rick was saying that, when you see these guys that played 1 year in college and stuff like that and go to the NBA, I think he was alluding to the fact it's the type of impact that it has and stuff on the game and stuff. And how much of an impact do you have when you have a kid like young men like A.J. DeBonster, Caleb Wilson, and just to name a few of those guys that's coming in there and going straight to the NBA, their impact, even though it's a short period of time, the impact they have on college basketball.
Well, yeah, because they're stars. And that's what we want. I mean, you can't keep a kid, A.J. DeBonza or Darren Peterson. They're not meant to play college ball. They're meant to play in the NBA. So they come in, give us a year, make us excited, and then we can follow them for the rest of their careers as NBA players. But we're experiencing an influx of European players in college basketball. I mean, kids that have already played pro ball in their countries. Now, it's not pro like the NBA, but they come in with experience. They've played in big games. Now they're coming in to play at our universities. And it's just making and this is what Coach Pitino said, it's making the overall talent level increase. And it's just a better game to watch now. And it seems like the coaches have segued, the Izzos, the Patinos, the Selfs. They've segued away from just shooting the three all the time like they do in the NBA. Drive and kick. No, I want Rick Mahorn, who's 6'11", set something up for him so he can get close to the basket and make an easy basket. It's great for rhythm. It's great for harmony of the game. So I think that's what I'm seeing in college. And I really love it because these kids are playing hard and they're skilled and it's just wonderful. What a great feeder system for the National Basketball Association.
Yeah, Rick is having some internet problems. He said he's definitely trying to figure it out and stuff. I guess when you don't pay your bill and stuff like that.
That's right. See, the alligator man. He can't get his arms in his
He got that orange cord running from his neighbor's
right.
Gus, when you look at college basketball and we look at obviously this NCAA tournament and you look at SEC having 10 teams and stuff, and with the super conferences from the SEC, Big 10 and Big 12, and you look at this NCAA tournament, has it replaced those sort of Cinderella teams that we came to know, witnessing Gonzaga, which obviously the iconic call you were part of, and witnessing the rise of a Gonzaga. Has all those Cinderellas been replaced by perhaps those 10th, 12th team that's in these power conferences? And can we expect pretty much not the sort of the Davids, if you will, slaying Goliath in this upcoming NCAA tournament?
I don't know. I mean, I want to see the best teams. I like upsets. I've done a lot of upsets in my days with Cinderellas and whatnot. But I want to see North Carolina against Michigan. I want to see the big time teams with the talent. Because, you want to see an upset, but then all of a sudden when you see the upset, you're like, dang, Duke's not playing anymore. And it kind of lets you down. So I want to see the best of the best. You're going to get some upsets because, like I told you, I just told you, Howard, we about to beat Michigan in Buffalo. We will beat them.
If it's a step contest, a step show, I'm sure they will. They say Howard step show.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
They would definitely beat them.
No, we can beat them. We can beat them. We can beat them.
Out there at all, they would beat them clearly and stuff. Rick,
who y'all gonna beat?
We gonna beat Michigan.
Howard gonna beat
from Michigan. I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan, but Howard University first. Hail the might of the blue and white.
Rick is back. Hey, Rick, I was asking Gus about the fact that has Cinderella been replaced by the, obviously these power conferences and stuff, and really, the chances of seeing a UMBC or how it upset some of these teams and stuff. Have we fallen by the wayside or whatever?
Well, I'll tell you right now, Gus, and I want to ask you about that NIL money. Is that to me, that's hurting schools that we went to. Schools, the smaller schools that can't hold on to a player to build that name up. And then you look at it, you go, man, he was just at Hampton. And now all of a sudden he's somewhere else.
I think it's the greatest thing in the history of the world.
Really?
Yeah, man. Our boys is making money, man. We creating generational wealth.
I don't mind that, but not everybody's getting that generational wealth, though.
Well, that's okay. Get in where you fit in. If you got the talent, you're going to get paid. And the most important thing for our boys, and you know what this is about, 60, 70% of these kids that's getting this good money are black kids.
Mm-hmm.
Black African-American young men. They're getting an education and getting paid, walking away with $500,000 or more dollars.
Taking care of their family.
Yeah, man. It's like, forget all that. I mean, just think about you. If you came out today, Rick, you'd be making $2 million at the University of Virginia.
Not at Hampton.
But you would be at the University of Virginia.
Yeah, I'd probably be up there in
or Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Right. That's what would happen. And that's, as Socrates would say, it's all about the greater good. And the greater good is our boys are getting, and our girls,
young ladies are getting paid too.
Are getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
As Daddy used to say, if it don't make dollars, son, don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Gus, go ahead. I'm sorry, Gus.
No, I'm just saying I love it.
Yeah. When you give us your final four, picks and who you think cuts the nets down.
Yeah, Duke, of course. I think Duke's gonna win it.
Really?
I love Duke, man. I think just every year. John Shire, man.
Yeah.
He took over for one of the greatest coaches in the history of basketball. And he hasn't missed a beat. He hasn't won the championship yet, but that's coming. Yo, Rick, I know you like that Cooper flag, man. Woo!
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still in Detroit. I'm still in Detroit. I'm still Hampton. It is what it is. But I Duke, even when they had Cooper Flag and what's his name, Kerpen or whatever, Knipple. I look at them and say, if they didn't win it with them, how the hell are they gonna win it this year with the Boozers?
Because they just reload, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
They
just reload,
reload.
but then, but see, when I look at championships, I look at
I know you like
championships because
Cameron Boozer. I know
I
you
do
like
like
Cameron Boozer.
I like Cameron Bruiser. I mean, he could play, but I look at this when I look at it. Did Paulo win one?
Mm-mm. No. You.
I mean, I'm not. Why you so negative? What's wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Because
You always so negative with just the
no,
hater in you,
because
man. Like,
you
man, we
wanna know
not
what?
talking
Hey,
about
hey, you know
yesterday.
it's
We
two
talk
things.
about today.
It's two things that's always gonna burn my britches. Is that I used to hear about this Duke stuff. I used to hear about the North Carolina stuff, and I used to hear about the University of Virginia. And all I used to hear that being at a D2 school, black college, and all the thing I did was wanted to kick their ass. And so it's still till this day. I don't care about no Duke. Even Grant Hill's a personal friend of mine. I tell them them Dukies suck. I was hoping they lost. Every time Georgetown hit the pavement, they should have whooped their ass.
Mr. Shannon just text you. I just got to he just mad at me, Mr. Shannon, on the thing here because I didn't pick Connecticut. I mean, I love Connecticut. They're number 2 seed, but they just got blown out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
You
can't
know.
create a shot. They can't create shots.
Yeah.
They too small. Solar Ball is 6'2". All
Yeah.
right. Demery is 6'1", 6'1 and a half. Um my main man, the shooter, uh uh can't get open.
Yeah. I know you talk about. I know exactly
Uh
what you're talking
I'm
about.
sorry, my mind just
No,
froze.
no, that's okay.
You
That's
know
okay.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You know.
Caravan.
Yeah.
Alex Caravan. You know, I like the big boy inside, 6'11", but he doesn't he's limited offensively because he can't really shoot a jumper. So I do like Connecticut, Mr. Shannon. But I like Duke, I like
I
Houston.
don't.
I
You
know.
know why I don't? You want to know why I don't like UConn? Because
Who?
they ain't
Why?
recruit me. Now that's it. I
Well,
wanted to
Oh,
whoop
let that
their ass
go,
too.
Richard. Richard, let
I ain't
that go,
letting
Richard.
nothing go. D
Let it
Rose,
go,
hey,
man.
no, no. When a
Still
coach
holding on
tells
stuff.
you,
We got
when a
Gus up
coach,
here. You
well,
acting all like this. What's
listen.
wrong with you? That's why your
Gus
internet
acting
going
like
out.
me. Hey,
I'm
I don't
stealing
want to
that
hear it.
you're
internet.
such
Oh,
a
shut
hater,
up,
man.
Gerald. You got Memphis winning something. I don't know why.
Hey, you know what? Penny gonna come on the show next week because you know what? He need to air it out. Let him, you know what I'm saying? Tell him why he mad, son. That's what I already
Yeah,
said.
Who was the
I'm
coach
telling
at
you why I'm
UConn
mad.
when you were coming out of high school? Was it Don Perno or was it Calhoun?
No, it was D Rowe.
Mm,
Yeah.
And when he came to visit Weaver, where I went to school at, we had all the seniors in there, and he told us, "You couldn't play for me. Why the hell you even
mm,
come up here?" So
Mm.
every time UConn, I would play any player from UConn, I wanted to bust them in the face
mm,
every time. And
mm,
but when Calhoun was there, Calhoun was cool with me because I
mm.
used to go up there and play in the summertime like I would play up at
Oh,
the
okay.
Saint. We used to play
Right.
pickup. But I look at when I'm looking at college sports. Okay, you talk about Duke, you talk about UConn. I look at teams like you already talked about who's the St. John's?
Patino.
Patino. I like the way Patino's got that team playing. And that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing about that one there. And then you look at Michigan. I look at Michigan. I did a couple of games in Michigan. I think Michigan's got a very good team to do some damage.
Yeah,
But
they lost that boy Kaysen though.
yeah,
Yeah.
he
That was
did.
a big loss coming off the bench. That kid's a pro, and
Yeah.
losing him coming off the bench and his scoring, he had big shots this season. So that's the one thing I see with the Wolverines. But Dusty May, you got to give War Manuel a mad shout out, the athletic director of Michigan. He just did a great job in hiring Dusty May. Man, 2 years he comes in, bam. Win a
Hmm.
conference championship back to back years, and regular season, tournament. So number 1 seed, and I just love what they're doing. Have you seen? Oh wait, obviously you have Yax Lindeborg.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Damn, is he
Listen.
good?
I
Mm.
told I told a scout, not a scout that, it was a scout. I said, "Scout," I said, "Have you seen Lindenberg? Oh, he's okay." And I'm sitting there going like,
What?
"Yeah. He's okay, but this young man could play defense, plays offense, And I mean, and he's a very smart basketball player. And I look at that just because he's been in. This is where people look and go like, oh, he's too old because he stayed in college. I
No.
don't get it.
No, I think that what Coach Pitino said was something interesting. He's like, I'm not really interested in recruiting a freshman.
High school kids, yeah.
No, they got to go
Yeah,
somewhere, get some experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because why would you recruit a freshman? Because he gonna come and stay a year, get good, and then leave.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Most
got you.
likely.
I
Yeah.
So
got
he's
you.
going in to get vets. This is professional basketball now with college basketball. It's
Hmm.
not NBA professional basketball, but this is pro ball. I love it. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I
Do you
love it. I
think
love it.
they'll put a hard cap on all this stuff or something
No,
to
the
just
lawyer's not gonna let that happen.
well,
The lawyer's not gonna let that happen. I know they had this summit up at the White House or whatnot, and even the president said, "Yeah, but this is all good." But the lawyers, once they get involved, it's
Yeah. Gus, before we let you get on out of here, man, appreciate the time. So you said Duke, and I got to shout out, like you said, John Shire, because you know what? What's interesting about that is the fact is that you're right. He took over for Coach K, and it hasn't been a drop off. And they get everybody. They're that highlight game on everybody's schedule, and they continue to win. Yes, they do get a lot of help from the referees. And shout out to Ted Valentine, longtime referee and stuff like that.
ooh, yeah, I
No,
can't
no, no,
believe
no,
I can't
no,
believe you did that.
no, we can
I
show
can't
it
believe.
up.
Yeah, I know. You know what? 1990 UNLV, Duke. Greg Anthony picks up the fifth foul. Ted
Was that
Valentine
Ted?
made the call. I see you dissing him. I see you, G.
No,
Yeah,
don't do
shout out
that.
to
Don't
Ted
do that.
Valentine.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
We got to
Whatever,
show him
whatever.
love. We got to show
But
the
I'm with you.
yeah,
president
I
don't
love.
love
show him
Ted,
no
but I'm with you on
daggone
that one.
love. You
But
get a
you
ref
know
on
what?
you get a ref on here with me, I'ma tear his ass up.
Hey, Ted coming on next week. He coming
Who?
on next week. Teddy Valentine. Teddy
I'm
Valentine.
a hey Gus, now I can cuss his ass out without getting it
right,
technical.
right.
So you said Duke. You got them cutting the nets down. Who's the three other teams you have them joining in Indianapolis?
I mean, Duke. You got to think Florida. You got to think Houston. These are great teams, even though Houston's not as rugged, I don't think, as they were last year. Um, it's gonna be a sleeper team, I think. A team that's gonna get hot, like maybe Arkansas. They got that boy down at Arkansas that's supposed to be
He from Detroit. He from Detroit.
Of course he is.
He's from Detroit. Darius.
That's right.
Now, when you went to the boys' club, is that when you met BJ when he was chubby and eating all them? He had a pocket full of chocolate chip cookies.
No, I played against BJ in high school.
Oh, you played him in high school. What was he like in high school?
I mean, he was BJ Armstrong is BJ Armstrong. That dude was bad, man. You know, he had 20. I guarded him.
Yeah.
You know, I had 14. I fouled out. We were at Brother Rice. It's funny, Rick, like the things you remember, right? I know my little career is just a little high school thing, but I still remember it. And it was an honor to play against him. He was what I remember was BJ was just herky jerky. He couldn't drive around me, but he could get me in the air and cause me all kind of problems. And if I got caught late on the screen, he knocking down a 17-foot jump shot. So he made free throws. So he must have been, 8 of 11 from the free throw line that day for his 20. So I have so much respect for him. He's my friend, BJ. And
welcome to the club. He our friend too. He family.
Yeah, he and Scott Perry. Scott Perry is like my older brother.
Shout out to Scott too. Definitely good people.
He took my wife, Kim Cunningham. She was supposed to be my wife. Kim Cunningham, when I was a baby, she was in the 7th grade. And Scott Perry showed up at church every Sunday. I had never got a chance to just slide next to her and have a conversation because this brown noser was at church every Sunday. And it was the early mass.
Kim Cunningham, he took Kim Cunningham.
He took her from me, man. Oh, I have in my house, I want you guys to see this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's Mr. Cunningham, her father, drew that. I mean, painted that in the dome at St. Cecilia. That's
Wow.
in the dome right there. And I had that made, and that's the thing, and that's not Jesus, that's God.
Mm, mm, mm,
All right, that ain't Jesus, that's God. So I've had that in my life, my whole life.
So that still burns you. What Scott did, took your woman.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you get beat out, bro.
You
I
know,
got beat out of that one.
no, that's all right, man. There you go. We couldn't hear you, Rick.
I love you, man.
Gus,
You know I
all
love you.
the best, man. Appreciate you, man.
Gee, thanks for having me on your show, man. I enjoyed this.
Hey, we look forward
Anytime,
to doing
okay?
it again, man. Appreciate you.
Love and
All
respect.
the best. One of the
All
best
right,
in
now.
the business, Gus Johnson joining us here. Yeah, right. Hey, it was great to have Gus on,
Yeah.
man. What?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so it wasn't all that static.
It was that time. It was.
Yeah, I did. Now see, right now my phone ain't got no static. It's Gus. I told you, light skinned brothers be bringing that stuff with them. Tell them I said it. My phone ain't making none of. I'm up here changing from my iPad to my iPad, and all I heard was static. Now I don't hear the static.
Why you had that? Hey, why you trying to look Joe Cool? Even Joe Cool over there, cause was no chilling and stuff like that, man. But definitely one of the best in the business, man. And
Oh, he is. He's one of the best. Well, you go ahead and do your thing, man. I got a bedtime at 8:02.
Hey, it's about the end of the show. That about wraps it up. Hey, listen, March Madness is here. We're going to have our picks. Stay tuned because you never know who might be in the mix. For Rick Mahorn, I'm Gerald Brown. What do we say, Rick?
Yeah.
Hey.